Okay, let's unpack this. There's something massive happening in the internet landscape, isn't there? It's fundamentally changing how we consume content, how we find information.
Definitely. And a lot of this drive, it seems, is coming from developments in China.
Right, and if you use platforms like TikTok or Douyin over there, you're kind of already living the shift. You feel it.
That's exactly it. We're seeing this big move away from text and photos,
Mm.
the stuff that defined the early web,
Yeah.
and a huge surge towards short videos, touching everything, especially how search works.
And the sources you share this article didn't know that. Keywords for Deeply Understanding China IT by Takimaki Makino, and these really interesting bits from the Polar Data Report.
hmm
They're not just calling it a trend, they're suggesting it might actually be the third major internet revolution.
That's the core idea we need to explore. So our mission in this deep dive is really to pull out the key insights from these specific sources, understand this shift to short video, how search is changing with it, and crucially, what it means for you.
How we find things, how businesses try to reach us.
Exactly. And maybe even how we learn. The big takeaway, if you boil it down from these materials, is that your digital discovery, it's moving. It's migrating inside the apps you use every day.
Okay, third internet revolution. That's a pretty bold statement. Where does that idea come from in the sources?
Well, the Makino article gives us some context, some history.
Mm-hmm.
It frames things through two big shifts we've already seen.
Okay.
The first was way back 1989, basically the start of commercial internet use. That led to browsers, the web era.
Dial-up sounds, clicking through websites. Yeah, I remember that.
Right. Then the second big one, according to this view, was the iPhone, 2007. That really pushed everything mainstream into mobile. Mobile web, then apps.
Totally changed the game. The internet became this thing always in our pocket.
Precisely. And now these sources are arguing we might be stepping into a new phase, one where short video isn't just, another format.
Huh.
It becomes the main event, the central format, maybe even pushing aside text and photos as the default way we get digital info.
And Makino highlights a specific moment, doesn't he? Something that really flagged this shift for people in China's tech world.
Yeah, February 17th, 2021, the CEO of ByteDance, Zhang Nan, made this statement on Tuxiao, their news platform.
Okay, what did she say?
She announced that ByteDance was putting its full weight behind developing a dedicated search engine for short videos, specifically within Douyin.
Why was that such a big deal? Sounds like just another feature announcement.
Well, Makino suggests it was more than that. It was a signal. ByteDance, famous for its algorithms,
Right.
was publicly committing huge resources to making video truly searchable. Not just available, but discoverable. Like, they were acknowledging short video was now the core thing to be indexed.
Okay. So treating video as the primary data source for search within their world.
Exactly.
So if short video is taking over, why? What makes it so powerful compared to text or images?
Well, a big piece is just user preference. The sources suggest people are really starting to prefer short video for quick info hits, news updates, product demos, learning a quick skill.
Yeah, it feels faster sometimes, less effort than reading.
It often is faster and easier to digest.
Yeah.
And video itself is just incredibly dense with information, right?
Mm.
You get visuals, sound, motion, text overlays, all packed into a short burst. Makino uses this great example. Think about understanding how a crank mechanism works.
Yeah.
Trying to get it from text or a static diagram versus
Oh, yeah.
a 15-second video
Yeah.
showing the thing actually turning.
No contest. You see it, you get it instantly.
And you can't talk about this without talking about ByteDance's algorithms.
Ah.
The article mentions how their first big success, Tuxiao, used AI built by engineers who, frankly, weren't journalists.
Right.
Their goal was just curating an infinite stream of news they want to see, based purely on user clicks and behavior. It shifted news from editor-driven to algorithm-driven.
And that same tech, that recommendation engine, is what powers Douyin and TikTok's addictive feed.
Exactly. That engine created this incredibly sticky experience, constantly feeding users videos they want to see. And that success with the feed created the perfect environment, the dominance of the format, for them to then build search within it.
It's also tied heavily to shopping, isn't it? The e-commerce numbers on Douyin are wild.
They really are. Makino mentions Douyin hitting 500 billion yuan in e-commerce in 2020. And the estimate was something like 3 times the sales per monthly user compared to Amazon Japan. It just shows the economic force building up inside these platforms.
But how does a short video sell something better than, say, a detailed product page?
It's that showing, not telling thing again.
Yeah.
A quick video demonstrating a cleaning product actually working or showing how a storage box fits perfectly is often way more convincing than just reading about it or seeing a static photo. You see it in action. Plus, there's live commerce, which adds interaction.
Right. The article even notes that traditional players like Taobao are putting more short videos on their product pages now.
Because it works, it drives sales.
Okay, so short video is becoming dominant. Where does that leave the old way of searching? Go to Google, type something in, get links.
That was the information ocean model, with search engines as the main navigation tool. But the Polar Data Report has some really striking numbers suggesting that's changing fast.
People aren't starting there anymore.
Much less often, it seems. The report found people search across a lot of apps, like an average of 3.84 apps a day for finding info. But only about 22.6% of those searches actually start in a standalone search app like Baidu.
Wait, hold on. Only 22%, so where's the other? Nearly 80% happening.
It's happening inside the content apps. The vast majority, 77.4% of searching happens within short video apps, social media, e-commerce platforms, news apps, even long video platforms.
Wow.
And get this, 90.5% of users engage in search while watching behavior right there, inside the app they're already using.
That feels like a seismic shift. So you're scrolling, you see something interesting, and you just search right there. You don't pop out to a search engine.
Exactly. You're already in that environment. It's just easier, more seamless to search right there than to switch apps. And the sources argue this is a massive headache for the traditional search companies.
Yeah, I bet.
Makino mentions Baidu struggled financially around 2019 and notes that even Google's search ad growth, while still growing, has slowed compared to areas like YouTube's ad revenue, which jumped 30% in 2020.
It reminds me of that analogy in the article, the shopping center guide.
Yes?
Search engines used to be that guide, telling you where all the shops were. But now people kind of know which app they want for specific things, and they search once they're already inside the store.
That's a great way to put it. If I want a how-to video, I might go straight to Douyin or YouTube. If I want to buy something, maybe Taobao or even Douyin now, the search happens at the destination.
And this is what the sources are calling content ecosystem search.
Precisely. Search that lives inside these big content platforms.
So what do users actually like about searching this way, according to the Polar Data Report? Is it just convenience?
Convenience is big, but it's more than that. Users reported that the results often meet or even exceed their expectations. Like 73.2% found them highly relevant.
Okay.
And interestingly, 56.6% said the results actually surprised them or broadened their horizons, showed them something related they weren't expecting.
So the algorithms aren't just matching keywords, they're doing some discovery too, maybe showing related content formats people like.
Seems like it. They also reported seeing less repetition, more diversity in the results compared to traditional search. About 61.6% felt that. And yes, speed and convenience were major factors. Almost half, 48.9%, said they spent less time searching.
And the video results must play a huge role in that feeling of speed, right?
Absolutely. Over half, 55.7%, specifically valued the rich formats, especially video. And here's a surprising one. 68.1% actually found the commercial content mixed into the results, product videos and ads to be helpful.
That actually makes sense, doesn't it? If you're searching for, say, best running shoes, seeing video reviews or product demos right there is useful info, not just an ad.
Exactly. It serves the user's intent in that context.
Yeah.
Makino gives examples too. Alibaba's Quark search app apparently prioritizes short videos for how-to questions, and Tuxiao mixes videos prominently into its search results.
It's a different presentation. Instead of just a list of blue links sending you off somewhere else.
Right.
It often gives you the answer, often visually, right there within the platform.
Yeah.
It avoids that annoying thing where you click a link and have to scroll past someone's life story to find the one sentence you needed.
Exactly. Content ecosystem search often aims for that direct visual answer. And the sources point out how these platforms tightly integrate search with action.
How so?
Like, you search for a game on Douyin, watch a video, and you can often tap right from that video to download it. Or see a cosmetic, tap to buy it.
Ah, so the path from discovery the search to doing something about it is much, much shorter. You're not jumping between platforms.
Fewer steps, fewer places for you to drop off.
Yeah.
Which, the sources imply, is a big reason for those strong e-commerce numbers we talked about earlier.
Okay, let's talk about the users. Who is doing all of this searching inside apps? Does the Polar data give us a profile?
It does. And it suggests that the users who search most actively within news and short video apps tend to have higher household incomes.
Really? Higher?
Yeah, over 65% of these search-active users earn more than 10,000 yuan a month, compared to about 55% in the overall sample they looked at.
So it kind of busts the myth that these are just, kids' platforms. These are users with real purchasing power.
Definitely. The report describes Douyin search users as typically being between 26 and 45, high income, and having personality traits labeled Douyin, liking new things, early adopters, and influential opinion leaders.
Interesting. And they're not just searching for funny videos.
No, far from it. They search for local life info, travel, education, all sorts of practical stuff alongside entertainment.
What about Tuxiao users? They seem different.
They skew even higher on education. Over half have a bachelor's degree or more, also high income. Their traits are described as purposeful, and rational.
So more goal-oriented, maybe more critical information seekers.
That's the picture painted, yeah. They're searching for news, knowledge, but also other content. It shows people are actively using these platforms to learn and solve problems.
And the report looked at how they search inside the apps, the actual behavior patterns.
Yeah, they found a few key types. One is direct search. That's when you open the app already knowing what you want to look for, maybe finding a specific live streamer or instructions for something.
Okay, purposeful search. How common is that?
Pretty significant. Around 27–28% on both the Yen and Tuqiao. They go straight to the app they know has the answer.
Got it. What else?
Then there's search after viewing. This is huge. About 42–43% on both platforms search because of something they just saw in their feed.
So the content stream itself sparks the search. That makes sense. You see something cool, you want to know more.
Exactly. The feed drives the curiosity, which leads to an internal search. It's a really powerful loop. And finally, around 30% do continuous search. They perform multiple searches. The report links this to a high degree of trust in the results they're getting.
Trust. That's key online.
Absolutely. 77.7% of Douyin searchers felt the results were practical and tasteful. And for Tuqiao, nearly 80%, 79.5%, found the results trustworthy. If you trust what the app gives you, why go anywhere else?
Yeah, good point. And the overall feeling about searching on these platforms seems positive, too, based on the user perceptions they gathered.
Very positive. Douyin search users described it as enjoyable, making life easier, improving their lives, even keeping them feeling young.
Ah, interesting. And Tuqiao?
Tuqiao search was perceived as revealing a more real world, being trustworthy, and making users more knowledgeable. So again, these aren't just time wasters. They're seen as valuable tools for navigating life and learning.
Okay, so bringing this all together, the commercial side, what are the massive implications here? If search is moving inside these apps, businesses have to follow, right?
They absolutely have to. Yeah. The Polar Data Report is pretty clear. Search within these content ecosystems isn't just emerging, it's becoming a critical marketing channel. They've got data backing this up.
Like what? What did they find?
Well, for one, just adding search ads inside these platforms on top of the regular feed ads can give brands an extra 12–14% boost in exposure. You're catching people when they're actively looking, not just scrolling.
Okay, more eyeballs. But does it lead to more sales? More conversions?
Significantly, yes. The data showed that when users see both feed ads and search ads on these platforms, conversions jump by 24% compared to just seeing the feed ads alone.
24%, that's substantial.
And they pinpointed the highest conversion intent. It's when someone clicks a feed ad, doesn't buy immediately, but then performs a search related to that brand or product.
Ah, so the feed ad plants the seed, they think about it, then actively search, and the search ad closes the loop.
That seems to be the dynamic, which leads to a really stark warning in the report.
Uh-oh. What's the risk?
The risk of not playing in this internal search space. They estimate that if brands run feed ads, but don't also have search ads within these platforms, they could lose over half, 50% plus, of their potential conversions to competitors who are showing up in those internal search results.
Wow, over half. That's a massive potential loss just by ignoring where people are actually looking now.
It really highlights that you can't just rely on interrupting the feed anymore. You need to be findable when users actively search within that same environment.
So, okay, let's try and summarize the core message from these sources then. The internet's main language, essentially, is shifting towards short video.
Right, becoming the dominant content format.
And because of that, the act of searching is migrating away from standalone search engines and moving deep inside these big content platforms.
And user behavior is changing right along with it. People are searching differently, trusting the results they find inside the apps they already spend time in.
And this whole shift creates huge waves, right? Big challenges for the old guard, the traditional search engines, but massive opportunities for these platforms, especially around marketing and actually selling things.
It's not just a minor trend. It feels like a fundamental restructuring of how we navigate the digital world, like mobile was, or the commercial web starting.
Yeah, it really makes you think differently about finding information.
It really does.
So thinking about that ByteDance CEO's vision, Zhang Nan talking about becoming a video encyclopedia for human civilization. If short video really does become the primary way we look things up, how does that change how we think about knowledge or learning? Or maybe thinking about the polar data? If so much search is happening inside these platforms, what happens to our ability to find information or perspectives that don't live inside those specific content gardens? What really stands out to you from this deep dive?